and I lurk Reddit. I, 23M, have been with C, 23F, for 4 years. We got together during our freshman year of college. We became very close and we both held similar beliefs and wanted similar things out of life. We moved in with each other and grew really close, almost inseparable, during the pandemic. I wanted to marry this woman, until last night. C has been under more stress from work and family during the last few months. Her dad has cancer and it hasn't been easy on her. She's been drinking more and more, and while I don't mind her drinking, it's how she gets when she's drunk is where I begin to have issues. She has a tendency to get pretty mean and say some awful things, talking about my appearance or how small my member is. She makes me feel like I'm not enough for her sexually or emotionally. She is almost always apologetic the next morning, and will spend the next few days after that trying to fix things but will turn around and do it again when she drinks. It really came to a head last night when I took her and her friend out to a local bar that's popular. I volunteered to be their DD for the night. She's driven drunk before and I didn't want her to make that choice again. I told her that I didn't want her to drink too much tonight, and she agreed that she wouldn't. The bar was packed when we got there, so we all went and sat at the bar and ordered some food and drinks. They were enjoying themselves and I watched the game while they drank and enjoyed themselves. I got up and went to the bathroom, and when I came back, I noticed my girlfriend was getting loud and her friend screamed, "Member sleeve," while laughing. She then said, as I walked up and was in earshot, that her ex was the biggest she had and she missed it. I pretended not to hear it, because I knew she was getting drunk. I touched her back and sat down at the bar again, before the guy sitting at the table grabs both our attention and asks us if I was the member sleeve guy, and I immediately felt like I was gonna be sick. These guys are laughing at me and I asked C if she was serious. She kept laughing. So I just grabbed my keys and walked out. I left both her and her friend there at the bar and I drove home. I immediately packed up my essential stuff and I went to stay with a close friend for a few days. I didn't get any texts from C until about an hour after I left them there, asking where I was. I then got a bunch of missed calls and texts that weren't anything but angry. I answered one call and she was still slurring her words and I heard she was in the bar still, so I hung up and turned off my ringer. I woke up to a stream of apology texts and more missed phone calls. She apologized and said she effed up and was wondering when I was coming home, that I satisfy her and that I'm more than enough for her, that she'll make this right if I come home. I'm just done. I feel humiliated and embarrassed. Her and I had what I thought was a good sexual relationship. We did foreplay and used toys, but I've never once not gone out of my way to pleasure her or get her off. I'm not the biggest guy down there, so, yeah, I use a sleeve to help her get off too. I just didn't think she would use that against me like that. I don't want to go back home. I love her, but I feel really humiliated and like she doesn't respect me as a man or partner. WIBTA if I broke up with her over this? She's been a perfect partner, otherwise. I just feel like she didn't respect me at all, and after what she said about her ex, I can't help but suspect things. Edit 1, I'm going to text C back and tell her that I'll be there tomorrow to talk and get the rest of my things. My supportive friend said I don't have to worry about a place to stay for right now. She's always been one of my closest friends, so it feels good to have some support right now. Thank you everyone for your advice. I plan on ending things with C. My friend and her brother are going to go as well to make sure things don't go crazy. I don't know what C might do at this point. Update. I posted about my now ex-GF humiliating me at a packed bar, revealing to drunk strangers that I use a member sleeve for her. I gotta say that I wasn't expecting the amount of support and advice all of you gave. It really helped me look at everything from an outside perspective and I realized how awful the relationship C and I had. Thank you everyone for your kind words. It really helped me find the strength to end things. Some of you were concerned that my friend, E, might be trying to take advantage of my situation and me. I can assure you that she's definitely not that way. I've known E since we were kids. But I understand where the concern was coming from. I didn't reveal this in the OG post, but E is also my ex, from when we were in HS. We dated for a year, but we broke up to remain friends, and she later came out to me that year. She's dated only women ever since then. Anyway, here's the update. I drove back to our apartment to get my stuff and my cat the next morning. E came with me. I told E to wait in the car and I would text her when I needed help with things. I walked in the apartment and C was sitting on the couch crying. She saw me and ran over to hug me. She immediately started apologizing. She said she was sorry and that she knew she messed up, that her friend told her what she said. I asked her if she cheated on me. She immediately said no and offered up access to everything of hers. I told her that's not what I wanted. She told me that she didn't mean what she said, that I'm more than enough for her and she only knows she said the thing about her ex because her friend told her. She said that definitely wasn't true, that she didn't miss him at all and I'm the man she wants to marry. I told her that how she humiliated me was something I just can't get over, that her addiction and how she treats me when she's intoxicated has decimated any romantic feelings I've had. She said she understood, and that she was sorry for everything. The pain in her voice, I knew she was remorseful. I told her that I needed to go and see for a while, that even though I still love her because we spent years together, with many positive memories, but that she needs help and I can't continue on like this. She was crying the entire time. I gave her a hug and I told her that I hope we can reconnect one day, but that she needs to work on herself and clean herself up for herself, and only her, not for anyone else. I texted E and I told C that he was letting me crash and that she's been supportive. C was surprisingly really calm and mature about this, but I can tell she was devastated. I felt really bad about it all. I told C that I'll pay the last 2 months' rent on our lease, then it's on her to find a new place or to renew the lease herself. I know it's more than some of you think she deserves, but I still care about her. We spent years together and just a week ago I wanted to spend my life with her. E thought it was a good idea, in her words, so she knows even more what she lost in me. I don't mind, I already budgeted for it anyway. We got back to E's and I honestly felt free. I went to block C's number and I saw she sent me some texts, not trying to fight for me back, but just saying how I helped her and saying that she was sorry for everything. She said that she's going to take my advice and that she wishes the best for me. I did screenshot the text, but I deleted the message itself. He said that we should celebrate, and she made us some Bloody Marys and her brother, who is one of my buddies, brought some beer over. We turned on some music and spent time drinking and talking about memories we had. He left and took an Uber home. E and I began to talk about more personal things. She was way drunker than me and she kissed me. I was into it for a few seconds before my brain took over for my other head and I pushed her away. I told her she's too drunk and she doesn't know what she's doing. I helped her get to bed and I crashed on the couch. I honestly felt bad. I didn't want her to feel like I rejected her, but also, I thought she wasn't into men. My drunk mind was processing so much stuff I barely slept. I woke up to my cat jumping on me and he was making bacon in the kitchen. Before I even opened my mouth, she said that she was sorry about last night, that she knew better and that she didn't mean to make me uncomfortable. I told her she didn't and that I only stopped it because she was drunk. I also asked why she kissed me if she was gay and wasn't into men. She started laughing and she said she's not gay. She said she's pan? I had to Google it, honestly. We kissed again in the kitchen and we went out to dinner that night. I paid for it to thank her and things actually got spicy when we got back that night. It was honestly the best I've felt in bed in a long time. It was a little awkward at first since she hasn't been with a guy in years, but it was amazing. I think she was just stroking my ego, but she said it was the best she's had in years with anyone. My confidence is through the roof right now. We're sitting here drinking beer, I'm typing this before giving her a back rub and she's playing Genshin Impact. I'm definitely an idiot, but we also definitely have a thing now. We agreed to just keep it quiet for a few months and she agreed. Thank you again everyone for your advice and your help. I definitely made the right call. I'll keep updating you all if anything interesting happens with C, but everything is smooth sailing right now with E and I. You all help me more than you know.